What's going on, everybody? It's Leroy. Welcome back to Pokemon Crystal version. In the last episode, we did 3 very important things. We beat our rival, we got the HM for cut, and we got our second gym badge. Now that we've done all those things, we can go all the way through the Ilex Forest, which is going to ultimately bring us to Goldenrod City, where we'll get our 3rd gym badge. So with that said, let's head inside here. You can backtrack to the last episode if you need a little refresher on how I got the HM for cut, but in this episode I actually need to find someone to teach cut to. So, let's go ahead and capture ourselves an ODDISH. I'm not actually going to use ODDISH on my team for battling, but just exclusively to use cut. And nice, we got the paralysis, so that should make it pretty easy to catch. But yeah, I would avoid putting the cut HM on any of your main Pokemon, just because you can't get rid of it until the very last city in the main part of the game, so yeah, and cut's a pretty weak move. You're gonna get way better normal type options, so don't tie up a move slot on anything good, just catch yourself something like an ODDISH here, which you can get at nighttime. Most all the cool Pokemon come out at nighttime here in the Ilex Forest, so for instance, like PSYDUCK, Venonat, ODDISH, Paris, you'll have to wait till nighttime. And I'm going to nickname you just HM Slave, just so you know your place. Don't want to create any false expectations. And let's go ahead and teach him cut right off the bat here. So yeah, like I mentioned, HMs cannot be forgotten unless you get to the move deleter, which isn't until the very end of the game where you get the 8th gym badge. So yeah, we'll just put him on ODDISH for now. And I'm not interested in catching any other Pokemon in here, so let's go ahead and spray our repels, and we'll move on. So yeah, and of course we do need the 2nd gym badge in order to use cut outside of battle, so whatever order you want to do the whole SPEAROW mission and the gym is just fine. Be sure to grab a hidden full heal right here. And I think if you read this sign right here, it's actually going to tell you that you should be on the lookout for items on the ground because the trees are so tall that you can't see anything or something. So yeah, between that hidden full heal and this really obvious item right here, yeah, not too hard to find them if you ask me. I mean, they're like 1/4 the size of the trees, so. Oh, and one thing you want to make absolute sure you do is make your way to the green-haired guy. Do not leave the Ilex Forest until you talk to that guy, so make sure you take the time to loop around here. Now, I know there's no grass that I'm actually walking through, but you will find wild Pokemon just walking around. That's why I'm spraying the repels here. Repels effect wore off. We'll do another one. Yeah, this isn't like your typical bug maze that you see in other Pokemon games, because there's not just a ton of trainers in here. Instead, it's really just a bunch of nothing. What am I doing? I'm shaking trees using Headbutt. It's fun. Here, you should try it too. Alright, so TM02 is one of the best moves you will ever get in this game, and you get it right off the bat, which is incredible. So, HM02 teaches Headbutt. It is a field move, but it's not an HM, it's a TM. Headbutt can be learned by a ton of Pokemon, and you will definitely want to give it to one of them. It's even more powerful than Swift, which is the move that has been killing it for Teddiursa here. So, as you can see, all 3 of my Pokemon can learn Headbutt. I'm just going to give it to Teddiursa, because it's the most powerful on him. However, in the very next city in the game, we'll be able to buy the TM for Headbutt. So it really doesn't matter who you give it to. Know that you'll be able to buy a couple more copies, literally like 10 minutes. So for now, I'll give it to Teddiursa, but I very much plan on giving that to everybody on my team. And as you can see here, you can actually headbutt the trees around the forest. You can do that to find wild Pokemon. So, by headbutting, you can find Pineco, for instance. It's the only way to find him in here. If you backtrack to Route 33, which is to the right of Azalea Town, you can headbutt trees and find awesome Pokemon like Apom and Heracross, and that is what you definitely want to do if you're interested in catching Pokemon with Headbutt. But yeah, this guy, I guess, is trying to headbutt some trees over here, but he's going to stop for a battle. This is the only dude that actually fights you here in the Ilex Forest, so yeah, it's Bugcatcher Wayne. Yeah, and you don't even have to fight this guy. You can walk right by him if that suits you better. Okay, and it looks like Roosevelt's up front. That's fine. We'll go ahead and try out that new headbutt move we just taught you. I'll put that up to the front. It's a little bit more powerful than Swift. Swift has the nice perk of never missing. Although it's not like headbutt misses unless your accuracy gets lowered or something, so... Yeah, headbutt is fantastic. It also has a 30% chance of making the target flinch, similar to a move like Bite. So yeah, really you're going to want to put headbutt on all of your Pokemon. It's a 70 base power normal type, and it's going to really help you out in the main portions of the game, just sweeping through routes and things like that. It's going to be way better than your tackles, your scratches, and all those other crappy moves you probably have on your Pokemon. And believe it or not, that's the end of the Ilex Forest. Super easy, it's hardly even a dungeon at all, so that'll do it. Make sure you talk to this lady in here. She's going to give you the TM for Sweet Scent. Sweet Scent is an all-time crappy move, but you can sell it at the mart for like $1,000 or something, so yeah, at the very least, even if you get bad TMs, always look on the bright side. You can basically turn it around for a pretty penny. So let's head north, and this is going to bring us into Route 34. Route 34 is going to lead us to Goldenrod City. And in my opinion, this route always kind of was the bridge from early game to mid game. Trainer tips, of course, new berries grow every day. Of course, why am I reading this? Yeah, this route sort of bridges the gap from early game to mid game for me. This guy says this is where he does his training, and this is a very interesting route to be doing your training in, youngster Samuel. Thanks for the segue there. Because there are some very cool new Pokemon to catch on this route. You can catch Psychic types, including Abra and Drowsy. You can catch Snubbull, which is kind of a fan favorite normal type for a lot of people. And you can also find Jigglypuff, which kind of falls in that same category, fan favorite. There's even Ditto in here if you want to just have a horrific time with the Pokemon for the rest of the game. But you can go ahead and catch a lot of cool stuff here. Now, obviously, the Pokemon people like to catch here is Abra. And if you don't have the capability of trading to an Alakazam, you know, maybe you'll be a Drowsy guy. But it is really nice to get Psychics in this game. We've seen Team Rocket and their poisons. We know what they bring to the table. Their fighting types are at the game, which don't have a lot of weaknesses, so Psychic types are definitely helpful. Now, I'm learning Fury Swipes here, which, you know, I don't need. I just taught myself Headbutt, which is obviously getting the job done, so no Fury Swipes for me. It is a pretty decent move that I'd probably be giving him if I didn't have all these TMs already. Next up is a SPEAROW. We'll keep headbutting away. This is going to be a basically killer move for us for the entire mid-portion of the game. But yeah, I was talking about Psychic types. If you're using Headbutt, you can actually find Execute on this route, which is a Grass and Psychic type. Although it's such a pain to level up early on because it just doesn't have any moves. But yeah, this route is crazy. I think you can find Krabby here using your Old Rod, so there is just a lot going on. And that is why youngster Samuel trains here, because there's tons of cool Pokemon. Alright, so let's carry it along here, and next trainer. He just got his Pokemon back from the daycare, so yeah, the Pokemon daycare is a place I was introduced in this generation. It's actually on this route, so we'll get to that in just a bit here. But yeah, essentially you can leave your Pokemon there and they'll get leveled up. And here's a Snubbull. Yeah, here's a Pokemon you can catch on this route. I like Snubbull a lot. It's got a ton of attack. It evolves into Granbull, which is a cool normal type, and it just has a really good moveset in terms of all the TMs it can learn and stuff. Ooh, and it's got a berry attached to it. Alright. So yeah, just like a lot of the normal types in this game, Snubbull can learn a wide variety of TMs, and you almost have to get a normal type. I don't know if I've said it before, but you almost have to get a normal type in this game. There are just so many good ones. So much potential. You're almost letting yourself down if you don't invest in one of them. Let's go ahead and talk to this girl down here. Are you a trainer? Let's have a practice battle. Oh, this ain't no practice. This is the real thing. How can you say a practice battle, like when the Pokemon are actually attacking each other and there's actual money on the line? Like, what are you talking about, practice battle?
I mean, I thought we were talking about the game, but we sit here talking about practice. I mean, we talking about practice.
I don't know if I've talked a lot about HOPPIP. It's just basically one of the crappiest Pokemon ever. It's supposed to be a grass and flying type, but only problem is it doesn't really learn any grass or flying type attacks, so it's like, what's even the point? Yeah, and I'm starting to notice that my headbutts are actually a little low on power points. Just because I'm basically going to use Roosevelt to tear through this whole route, but might as well conserve the headbutts a little bit if I'm just facing Hoppips here, no need to waste them. Oh, and we got a Bulbasaur next. Okay, let's take care of business with Goldenrod here. Yeah, no need to put Teddy Ursa through the battle with a Bulbasaur. We got a fire type on our squad, so yeah, I like when they just throw in the random Gen 1 starters. You'll find them throughout the game: Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. You can't actually catch them anywhere in this game, but you'll definitely face them in battle, and their evolutions for that matter. So there we go, took down the camper, picnicker, whatever. Now we'll go ahead and take on this guy. I'm the best in my class at Pokemon. I feel like that's what literally everybody says. Everyone that like is one of these school trainers or whatever. This is even a school trainer, it's just a youngster. But yeah, he's got to make. Everyone's always bragging about how they're the best in their class. Alright, Roosevelt's weak to fighting, but I think we'll be fine here because Headbutt's not super effective or anything, but it might as well be because I'm running like 105 base power with that stab Headbutt right now. Next up is Diglett. I do have a water type for Diglett, but no need. I'll just keep headbutting away. Roosevelt's attack fell, shouldn't matter. Diglett's got terrible defense, so. Oh, and you know what? I just remembered. I forgot something at, let's see here. Youngster Ian. Yeah, that was the last trainer, I think. This lady. Yeah, I forgot about this. Make sure you talk to this Gina person after you defeat her. She will give you her phone number, and she mentions that she will sometimes find items on the ground. Well, every once in a while, she will find a leaf stone, which is an awesome, extremely rare item that you would otherwise not be able to get until after the Elite Four. So if you have any interest in evolving a Pokemon like a Gloom or a Weepinbell, make sure that you get her number. So yeah, we'll do that and eventually backtrack, get the Leaf Stone. Anyway, this is the daycare. Let us raise your Pokemon for you. Someone mentioned the daycare earlier. This is a new asset to Gen 2. And talk to this guy right here. He's a daycare man. Oh, he's gonna talk about eggs. Apparently they were shocked when they found eggs. Who would have known that a male and a female Pokemon would lay an egg? He's gonna give you the odd egg, which is something that only happens in Crystal version. This will eventually hatch into one of the baby Pokemon in this game. So there's like 7 or 8 different possibilities as to what this egg will hatch into. So whether it's a Magby, Elekid, Pichu, Smoochum, one of those things, I don't know what it's going to be. A Tyrogue, we'll find out. I'm not going to use it on my team simply because I don't even know what it's going to be. But yeah, that's one cool little thing in Pokemon Crystal. You can get a baby Pokemon via egg. And if you talk to the daycare lady, she will also ask you if you've heard of eggs, and yeah, just nobody knows what eggs are in the Pokemon world. How incredible could that be? So yeah, she'll actually raise your Pokemon if you want. You can leave a male and a female, and they'll make an egg, or you can just let them get leveled up. The only thing you can do back here is grab a hidden Super Potion, so go ahead and do that if you want. But yeah, if you leave your Pokemon here, they will gain experience the more you walk around, which might not be a bad idea if you just caught something and you don't want to have to train it, since we have a lot of walking coming up to do. Now, this guy right here is a police officer. I'm going to save this fight for right afterwards. They only fight you at the nighttime, which it is nighttime right now, but I'm just going to fight this dude first. Yeah. And we can already actually see the entrance to Goldenrod here, but I'll just finish it up. I'm not in danger of getting knocked out or anything. And this is Camper Todd, and he's got a Psyduck. Yeah, Psyduck you can catch at nighttime there in the Ilex Forest in Crystal version. A lot of people like Psyduck. It's a pretty cool water type. Evolves into a Golduck and then has a lot of cool moves that it learns. And like I said before, just about any water type in this game is going to get the job done because they all have really good moves they can learn for the most part. And Psyduck is no exception. But yeah, no problem for Roosevelt. And let's go ahead and actually switch out for this police officer. These guys will only fight you at nighttime, and you actually have to talk to them. They always have Growlithe on their team, which I happen to remember, so I'll switch over to Poliwag for him. Alright, so yeah, I mean, where was this guy when Team Rocket was cutting off all those Slowpoke tails? He was just on the wrong end of the Ilex Forest. Like, seriously, dude. You're like one of 2 police officers in this game, and you're nowhere to be found when people actually need you. But he's got a level 17th Growlithe, which I think is the highest level we've seen at this point, so that's why I made sure to switch over to Poliwag. This thing is definitely no pushover. Yeah, it's got Bite, so yeah, this thing might have been able to take out Teddy Ursa. So yeah, definitely be cautious. Luckily, you're not forced to fight the police officers. You actually have to go talk to them. But yeah, so yeah. Shoot, even Growlithe here, if it were a little bit faster, it might have been able to finish me off. So yeah, glad I had a Water-type move to take care of him, and that'll do it. Got me up to level 17, so we are looking in good shape for Goldenrod City now.
You're a tough little kid.
And then he gives me $680. When was the last time that someone beat the crap out of a police officer, took his money, and then walked away? Alright, so that's it for Route 34. We're done with all that junk, which means we are finally here in Goldenrod City. Goldenrod City is the biggest city in the entire game, which means we have a ton of stuff to get done here. This has always been one of my favorite cities of any Pokemon game. And we've got the 3rd gym here as well. So guys, so much stuff to get here, here in Goldenrod. So we're going to save it all for the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.